Here we are. It's Cashflow Crunch. Is this the first one of the year?
It is.
Yeah, it's the first one of the year. And we are back to members exclusive because we want to make sure that we hold space for some members. And also if members, want to act on something or want to bring in a Cashflow Crunch to run, then this is the space that we hold for them. But Huong is going to run through the Mexican property. It's actually the one that's behind me in the image. And we'll talk a little bit about that. And then we're also potentially going to look at another property, but we'll look at the Mexico one first. We'll see what comes up, and then I'll talk a little bit more if we have time about the hotel tour that we just did that Angie was here for. It was so cool to have you here in Mexico. It was cool.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it
Wow.
was terrific.
Okay, perfect.
You have the power.
Awesome. I love having the power, especially when I can break down the numbers and just, seeing how things work out, because really at the end of the day, numbers don't lie. And there's so many great opportunities to look at and to just, make sure that we make the best decisions on the opportunities that come our way. And especially with 2025 being here, we're going to have so many opportunities.
And like I say, it's always good to look at the worst case scenario, because it gives you a really good quick picture. And then from there, you can decide, is it worth seeing if you can get it at a lower price? So for example, I bet the numbers would change quite dramatically if I heard through the grapevine that the seller might be willing to sell for 1.5.
Okay.
And the buyers would come in with
Yeah.
500,000.
Yeah, that would make a huge difference.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there we go. So then by doing that, we cut our borrowing costs significantly.
Exactly. Yeah. Now, the other thing to keep in mind is that Hong has done a fairly conservative best case scenario, being down in Mexico and seeing what properties actually go for on a monthly basis. 5-bedroom house, 4 condos. Yeah. So they are at times the entire property goes for $20,000 a week. So there's the possibility that with a really good marketing campaign, it could be going in high season for close to $80,000 a month.
Okay.
Yeah, the average for the whole property is $20,000 a week. That's the interesting thing about Puerto Vallarta right now, is there's really no low season anymore.
Mm-hmm.
People are here steadily from October until May or June. And then even in the summertime, a lot of Mexicans are traveling to the beach, right? Because it's their summer. And so as the wealth in Mexico increases, as the middle class increases, they have big families.
Mm-hmm.
And so their big families, they come down for the whole family comes down. And there aren't a lot of places where it's a large enough villa that you can kind of have your whole family.
Would be still a very decent opportunity here at 32,000 roughly for income, and then minusing your expenses, you have an NOI of 310, and then even carrying the high debt servicing, you would still be making $175,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's not even the best case at the 20,000 a year, right? We're only midway there, so at 32,000 a year.
Yeah. And typically, when I talk to realtors and people who own villas down here,
mm-hmm.
kind of the average annual rate, like I think, Angie, I'm not sure if you remember, but they were saying that they're with good marketing, you can get it up to $1 million revenue a year. That seems to almost be the magic number for these kind of small boutique hotels or villas. The good marketing brings in the nice villas, the well-located, the well-appointed, they're bringing in $1 million a year, and we're seeing that that's doable in the small hotels and in the villas. Well, there we go. There's another episode of Cashflow Crunch. We did a Mexico property, and we did an Edmonton property, and very, very different, but showing using different spreadsheets and different scenarios. I love how quickly Huong is able to run through them. So It's super fun to do these with her. So thank you for doing that.